So there are 4-5 terminologies we are using. One is kennel. Kennel means it is the place where dogs are kept or pet animals are kept. Next point is kennel clubs. Okay. These are the 2 points which we are supposed to cover today. But why these are important? Because of 2 rules. One is dog breeding and marketing rules, which has started in 2017, and pet shop rules, which has started in 2018. ये दोनों रूल्स की वजह से ये केनल क्लब का और केनल का बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ गया, ठीक है। तो वो सब थोड़ा सा तो हेलो, बिकॉज ऑफ दीज 2 रूल्स, वन इज डॉग ब्रीडिंग एंड मार्केटिंग रूल्स, पेट शॉप रूल्स, ये 2 कारण की वजह से केनल क्लब का और केनल का बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ गया। वो भी टिल रिसेंटली दैट हैज टेकन फर्दर reshaping because of these 2 rules.
Yes, sir.
What is kennel club? Okay, it is an organization. It is an organization for the canine affairs that concern itself with the breeding, showing, and promotion of more than one breed of dog. Let us take example. One is Kennel Club of India. We call it as a KCA. Though it is a registered body, but it is not a government agency. Okay, so just like if you take an example of yourself, one is VCA, Veterinary Council of India. It's a government body which assesses the quality of the education system. At the same time, we have one more association, that is Veterinary Association, with respect to each state. After becoming graduate from a particular state, you will register in your state council, and also associations. Okay, association is a just type of a society under which you will be supervised. It also works for the what you can say the so profession only, but as a private body, not as a government body. Similarly, Kennel Club also, it is a private organization basically, but it deals with by and large related to breeding, registration, dog shows. Okay, and these kennel clubs become more popular in the mid of the 19th century. Okay? So all these kennel clubs, also referred as all breed club. Here all means only those breeds that have been decided to recognize, and here breed means pure breeds. Means your stray dog cannot be registered in the Kennel Club of India. In order to register your breed as a owner breed or to get a ownership certificate, that breed has to be pure. Pure means it is a well-defined breed. Either you can say it is an Alsatian or German Shepherd or Doberman, okay, Golden Retriever, Dachshund, whatever it may be. But that should be pure to breed. Then only they will register. Simply if you go on with the dog and if you fill the pro forma and if you register for if you pay the fee receipt, they are not going to register. So they will assess. Okay. So that's why they are called as a clubs for registering pure breeds. However, in the recent times, since many of the evolved or crossbred dogs have been developed, and those also breeds started they registering by different terms like mixed breed dogs, hybrid dogs, crossbred dogs. But on the exception case, otherwise their main motto is to recognize only the pure breed. What is the role? So the main role is to maintain a breed standards, records of the dog with respect to breeding, and also issue the rules for confirmation of dog shows and trials and accreditation of the judges. ये 3 points यहाँ आ गया. One is आपके पास डाल्मेशियन है, आप उसका डॉग के साथ, डॉग फोटो के साथ, डिस्क्रिप्शन के साथ आपने रजिस्टर किया. तो while registering, they will ensure that this dog is true to the respective breed. So that itself will ensure that this breed is pure. So once it is registered, so here on earth it is already recognized as a pure, because that checkpoint they have already checked it. Okay. Wherever you go for the dog show, if at all, if you want to participate under the Dalmatian category, okay, so that certificate is more than enough. Additionally, it also maintains the pedigree, because while registering new dog, so you need to give the sire line and dam line. Previous 2 generations you have to give, unless and otherwise it is an imported dog or in exception conditions. Okay, so otherwise you need to give the pedigree of that particular dog, so that they will ensure the quality of the dog. Okay. Third point is dog show, organization of dog show, and for the organizing the dog show and for the judgment purposes, okay, they will generate the guidelines or rules, you can say, for the conduction of dog show. And those jury members who are there, okay, they need not be veterinarian. Okay, so they can be any other people who qualify for the judges. So they are registered. So judges, they can participate in the dog show. So three part they will. One is ensurement of the pure breedness. Second is organization of dog show. Third is giving some guidelines to conduct such championship rules. Okay, they often serve as the registries, which are the list of adult pure breeds and list of different litter species born to pure breeds. And Kennel Club also manages all those aspects of the dog breeds it claims to represent, either directly or through its member bodies. Member bodies means, suppose KCA is at national level, but under which there are so many other clubs. It can be like Delhi Kennel Club, it can be Bangalore Kennel Club, it can be Jaipur Kennel Club. So likewise, many are there. They are the sub, what you can say, kennel clubs, which they fall under these. One means they abide the rules and regulation of KCI only. Okay, so that also they ensure those clubs. Today, Kennel Club specialized in working dogs and conformation of dog shows, and these also, what you can say, Kennel Club also, they follow the rules and regulation of all the internationally recognized clubs. Suppose if there are any some modification in any of the, like we follow British Kennel Club of India. Okay, so since we follow, so most of the rules are common, but any major modification which found to be suitable to the Indian condition, they will change and they will follow as per these different clubs. Next, okay, what is kennel then? It is a structure or a shelter for the dogs. Okay, and this term means any building or collection of buildings or a property in which dogs are housed, maintained and bred. Okay, so this clearly indicates that जो घर में डॉग रखते हैं, उस डॉग को हम लोग केनल का कोई कॉन्सेप्ट से मतलब नहीं. ठीक है, आप घर में एक कमरे में रख सकते हैं, एक छोटा सा केज में रख सकते हैं, but still we don't call it as a kennel. Okay, kennel means it's a specially designed, exclusively a building or structure to keep more than or few dogs or good number of dogs and dog breeds. Okay, so this kennel, when you say, this can be maintained by the breeders or sometimes the private owners to keep the dogs for temporary purpose. Okay, so that's why the kennel can be either breeding kennel or boarding kennels. Either way it is fine, but it's a building or a structure wherein you keep the good number of dogs and also wide varieties of breeds of dogs in a particular place for different purpose. But generally it can be transit. So that's what we call it as a boarding kennel, wherein like you may keep your one dog for 1 month, 20 days, 30 days. Suppose if you want to go to outside the country, no one is there to see your dog, so you can leave your dog in the boarding kennel. Okay, so for 1 month you are busy somewhere, so you are not able to take care of your dog, so you can leave it. So such dog kennel clubs are very common in the all metropolitan cities. Okay, but generally boarding kennels are not independent, they are inbuilt. Okay, you are these breeding people also, they maintain these dogs because all the time your kennels, kennels are not fully occupied. Okay, so they themselves will maintain these dogs. So kennel basically it's a place to keep. It is a place to keep the dog for a breeding purpose, for maintenance purpose. Okay, even sometimes from beginning to end also. Beginning when I discussed as a club. So now in particular we are talking about the Kennel Club of India. Just I'll repeat it. So when you say kennel, so we started with the club. Okay, because that is a important broader aspect. Okay, so when you said kennel, so there are different kennels at the international. Likewise, our Kennel Club of India is also one among them. Okay, so what is that Kennel Club of India? Is a registry of the pure breed dogs in India. It maintains a registry of all the pedigree, and club promotes and sanctions events of pure breed dogs, including annual dog shows and specialty show. Okay, the Kennel Club of India is a member of Federation Cynologic International. Cynologic already we discussed in the beginning. Is first slide. It's the study of dog. Okay. So this is an international organization which we follow. This KCI is also one of the few kennel clubs to be the members of the international organization for the standardization purpose. So this is a private leading society for the pure breeds, and the main purpose is to register and to conduct the dog shows. So now what is the registration under this KCI? So these KCI will ensure the registration of different dog breeds. On its own, they will not approach. Rather, you should go to the registration center and you have to register your dog by giving all the description and take the ownership certificate. Okay. So this club also registers puppies and dogs. Okay, in addition to the pure breeds. So first point you can read it very well because you may get in true or false. So Kennel Club of India registers litters of puppies born in India, whose sire and dam both have been registered. Okay, that's first criteria. Club also registers puppies and dogs that have been imported from other countries also. The club also registers puppies and dogs that are pure bred but whose parents do not carry any papers. These are registered as a pure breeds with unknown pedigree. Means they will put some condition. Okay. So they are pretty sure that they are pure, but only thing we don't have certificate, but still they register under the pure breed category with the unknown pedigree. Okay. So now dog show, it is another event conducted by KCI. It's another objective or role of the KCI. Okay. So the rules and regulations mainly followed as per the Federation Cynologic Internationale, and they conduct shows mostly from December to May. Need not stick to this period, but most of them they fall between these two periods. Dogs are issued challenge certificate and champion certificates. Okay. So these two certificates are really important certificates, just like for Cricket World Cup. Okay. So for horse derby. So like that, these challenge certificate and champion certificates really a prestigious certificate for any dog owner. Okay. And also they also award best in class, best of breed, best in group, best in show. Probably when I gave material in the last class PPT, even dog show also I gave. If you see the categories, class of participation, all have been already given. Best in class, best of breed, best in group, best in show. Okay. These are all smaller certificates, but challenge certificate is a very big thing. Best in class means whatever the class available. So in this, so best of breed, within the breed, best in groups, mixture of the breeds, best in show overall. So like that. Okay. The club also awards for the breeders of the year and also special award for the breeds in dog India to encourage the breeders to develop a good bloodline in India. Okay. So these are the main two rules of Kennel Club of India. So I don't think we will get in detail question, but anyway. So in order to know what exactly kennels, so that will be discussed as per some guidelines. Okay. So like when you say housing for the cattle, sheep and goat, we say BIS standards. Whatever we read, space requirement, they are all BIS standards. Okay. So similarly here also the Animal Welfare Board of India. Okay, that has given some guidelines for the construction of kennels. Okay. And I told you the kennels are required mainly for the breeders or the people who breed the dog and sell the dog for the ordinary public. Okay. So with that context only, I'm discussing subsequent slides. All slides are not important, but whatever I discussed in the beginning, they are all important. But here now I'm discussing kennel as a part of dog breeding and marketing rules, in which Animal Welfare Board of India has given some guidelines how to construct the kennels. That only I am going to discuss. Okay. So why this kennel has become so serious issue? Because if you see the dog breeding, okay, at least in India it is not so serious, but in many of the South Asian countries, okay, in small place they breed dog just like a poultry farm, okay, just like a livestock farming. Okay? So in a small place, they keep high number of dogs where it's very difficult to access. But since it's a social animal, it's not a meat animal, it's a social animal. Okay. So things after this industrialized puppy farming. Okay. So this word is coined long back. Puppy farming means just like livestock farming, means you don't give much importance to the emotion of the dog. You breed them just like any other goats. Okay. So since that took a very serious discussion, so then even Animal Welfare Board of India also took this part seriously and they introduced these rules. Okay, under the prevention of cruelty to animals, dog breeding and market through 2017 means it's very recent rules. Okay, in order to ensure the prevention of cruelty to dogs in the breeding establishment and kennels, as dogs also reserved to be bred and added in a human, इसलिए kennel का ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ गया, क्योंकि किसी को अगर मान लीजिए एक दुकान है, वहां डॉग्स को बेच रहा है, या किसी का वेटरनरी का क्लिनिक है, वहां पप्स बेच रहा है, बट वो कहाँ ब्रीड किया, वो स्पॉट को उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन करना पड़ता है। ओके, तो इसलिए कि डॉग ब्रीडर जितने भी होंगे उनको ब्रीडिंग के लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन करना पड़ता है, और साथ में सेल के लिए भी अलग अलग से रजिस्ट्रेशन, दोनों रजिस्ट्रेशन आर डिफरेंट। ओके, so because of this only this has become very serious. So now I use three terminologies. One is, एक तो ओनरशिप सर्टिफिकेट है, जो घर में भी डॉग रखता है, जो डॉग शॉप में पार्टिसिपेट करता है, उसको रजिस्ट्रेशन करना पड़ता है, वो केनल क्लब ऑफ इंडिया में। मगर आप वेटेरियन है, मे बी नॉन वेटेरियन बट डॉग ब्रीडर है, और आपको डॉग ब्रीड करके लोग बेचना चाहते हैं, तब भी आपको डॉग ब्रीडिंग के लिए अंडर द पीसी एक्ट प्रैक्टिस से आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन करना पड़ेगा, बट नॉट इन केसीआई, बट इट इज इन एनिमल वेलफेयर बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया, स्टेट एनिमल वेलफेयर बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया। उसी तरह से अगर किसी को दुकान में बर्ड डॉग को बेचना है, so they also have to register as a pet shop rules guidelines. Okay, that will be discussing, but main motto जिसको बताने का channel के बारे में डिस्कशन करने की। Okay, so now provision of as per this rules I'm discussing here onwards, dog breeding and marketing rules 2017 के हिसाब से provision of breeding of dogs without registration। ठीक है, कोई भी बिना सर्टिफिकेट डॉग को ब्रीड नहीं कर सकते, बेच नहीं सकते, क्योंकि उसके पास उससे पहले प्रॉपर जो डॉग रखने के लिए कैनल चाहिए वो उनके पास होना चाहिए। वो टीम आएगा, असेस करेगा, अगर आपके पास 50 डॉग ब्रीड करने का कैपेसिटी आपने प्रपोज किया, 50 डॉग के हिसाब से हाई या नहीं ही, उसी तरह से आपने जिस ब्रीड के लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन किया उसी ब्रीड, बिकॉज ब्रीड्स में 3 कैटेगरी आता है, स्मॉल ब्रीड्स, मीडियम ब्रीड्स, लार्ज ब्रीड्स, तीनों को रिक्वायरमेंट अलग अलग है, तो इसलिए उसके हिसाब से आपके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हाई या नहीं एक बार देखेंगे, उसके बाद आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, देन ओनली यू कैन ब्रीड दी डॉग। ओके, so this is what the registration certificate for the breeding purpose, the granting of certificate, you see strength and breed, ये नहीं कि आपने इसके लिए लैब्राडोर के लिए ले लिया बट आप जीएसटी भी आप इसको ब्रीड कर रहे हैं डालमिस, वो नहीं होगा। वहां आपको 2 चीज वेरी क्लियरली मेंशन करना पड़ेगा जब आपको परमिशन लेते हैं, क्या आपका केनल जो रखने का स्पेस है किस ब्रीड के लिए और कितना नंबर के लिए, दोनों बहुत जरूरी है। ठीक है, ये सब रिकॉर्ड्स मेंटेन करना पड़ता है। सो नाउ शुरुआत में हमने बता दिया 2 टाइप का केनल है, वन इज ब्रीडिंग केनल, अनदर इज बोर्डिंग केनल। ओके, बट हम लोग को बोर्डिंग केनल और ब्रीडिंग केनल में बहुत अंतर नहीं है, एज ए टोल्ड यू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रिमेन सेम, बट ओनली ब्रीडिंग केनल में क्या होता है, गुड नंबर ऑफ ब्रीड्स होंगे और एक ही केनल में आपके पास पप्स भी होंगे, डिफरेंट एज कैटेगरी हो सकता है। जनरली बोर्डिंग केनल में क्या होता है, जनरली अडल्ट डॉग्स ही शॉर्ट पीरियड के लिए रखते हैं। ठीक है ना, यदि ब्रीडिंग केनल का अगर आपको परमिशन लेना है, फर्स्ट यू हैव टू अप्लाई। ठीक है ना, वो आके देखेंगे, इंस्पेक्ट करेंगे कि आपके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है या नहीं है, यदि है इंस्पेक्शन करने के बाद ईदर दे में रिजेक्ट और दे में अपील, अपील मीन्स दे में आस्क यू टू मॉडिफाई समथिंग and again they will re-inspect and they will re-inspect and again they may grant the certificate। तो उस गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से, so you can see there are 4 parts actually, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, but part 1 में facilities to be provided by the breeder in an establishment। Okay, so this is the main part of our syllabus, so the content whatever I am giving you, it is as per the guidelines of Animal Welfare Board of India, okay, under the PCA. So whatever the content it is there, it is almost self-explanatory. इसलिए this is a general guidelines, you can go through on by yourself after this when I distribute these slides to you, then you can go through once and you can understand it. There is no much to discuss about this one. So just I'll read out the headings: suitable kennels or accommodation, adequate housing, indoor facility, because in the kennels, there are two parts, just like when you talk about cattle or sheep or goat, okay, open paddock and indoor, both. So in open paddocks, animals are let loose, and there, most of the times, they are free and they can freely lie down, they can, without any, what you can say, the tying, so they are let loose. Okay. Similarly, in case of dog also, whenever you say kennel, mostly they are all cages. Okay. But the cages is not the ultimate part of the kennel. So kennel means it includes both indoor as well as outdoor facilities. Okay. So when you say indoor facilities, it should consist of run or pen totally enclosed. Okay, totally enclosed. Means here, when you keep your dog and lock it, the dog cannot escape. Okay, it's an indoor system. Okay, and these cages, what you call it as a indoor facilities, all should be, what you can say, non-slippery, and also there should be a proper door to keep inside and to get outside. Many times what happens, there is one common shed, which is asbestos or you can say GA shed roof, under which they keep 10, 15 cages, and in each cage they keep one dog. So that is not the correct way. Similarly, when it comes to outdoor I'll be discussing it later. Okay. So housing facilities and manner of housing dogs. So the same thing here also. So there is no much to explain here. Only one point highlighted here is that suppose if you have a permission to keep more than one type of breed, then structure should be suitable to the respective breeds. This is one important issue. In the same cage, you cannot keep two unsized or you can say different sized breeds in the same cage. Drainage and all, they are very common. There is very simple thing only, nothing to discuss much. So outdoor housing, this is what I wanted to tell. Okay, this is very, very important in case of dogs. Okay, outdoor facilities for the dog shall include one or more structures with the roof. Okay, and these are accessible to each animals in each outdoor facilities, and that are large enough to allow each animal within the structure to sit, stand, and lie down in a normal manner, and to turn out absolutely free in addition. One or more separate outside areas. Means here they want to say that suppose you have made a small cage that can be in conformity with the dog size. Okay. But when it is outdoor facilities, it should be double of its size so that animal can comfortably sit down, they can stand, and they can turn around. Okay. That's another important point when you make a structure. Next is tethering facility. Tethering facility is not mandatory. It's not mandatory for kennels. But however, when you feel that dogs are need to be tied, then you should be of the same size, already prior socialized animals, and also same breeds, not the different breeds together. Compatible. That's what we are discussing in this part, 23-point compatibility. These are all very simple things. So just you can go through. I'm skipping. Next is identification. So now one common identification generally used is the tags, okay, which are put around the neck collar. Okay. Another is microchips. So nowadays this has become more affordable. So and commonly they are implemented microchips. Okay. With the help of reader, you can check the number so that even if the dog is missed or even sometimes this collar number as misplaced or lost, you can cross check it with the microchip. Okay. And the second point is pet shop rules. This is also one of the rules after introduction of the dog breeding rules. Okay. This is another rule. Okay. Here the concern with only for the people who sell the animal, either dog or cat, just like a commercial rule or a commercial commodity. Okay, for them these are the rules, but for these people also you can see the diagram. Okay, so these a typical scenario, but nowadays it's not so easy to keep just like that. Okay, they have to ensure minimum space requirement which already given in this PPT. So I'll go through once again quickly. What is pet shop? It's a place or a premises including any shop. Okay, in a weekly basis or on daily basis. They are sold or they are kept. Okay, sometimes weekly market लग जाता है, उस समय भी लोग लाके बेचते. Okay, that is a temporary arrangement. There are some shops, they are permanent one, on every day-to-day basis they sell the dog just like this. So this is one other photograph you can see on the left side. Okay, this is not the scenario of the pet shop. Rather, it is inside the pet shop, because all the dogs which are supposed to be sold are not displayed outside. Okay, just like it's a godown or storeroom. Okay, so there, how best they are maintaining. So that is also a rules, and that's also a guidelines dealt under the pet shop rules. Okay, and this also as to avoid the rules and regulation as discussed in the dog breeding rules. Okay, same thing. Rest all it is same thing. I'm not going to discuss in detail. Most of the things are self-explanatory. So these are important points for the sake of exam. Okay, this is the space requirement for the dogs and cats. This is also not required, but for general sake, I'm giving, because since it's a companion course, so which includes dog, and this is one of the important activities, Animal Birth Control Rules 2001. Okay, so in which generally what happens, in order to avoid the dog menace in the metropolitan cities, there are so many organizations, particularly NGOs, even sometimes corporations. Corporation, it can be Bombay Corporation or it can be Delhi Corporation. So they do have their own hospitals, and their exclusive job of that hospital is to make mutilation or sterilization for control of the dog population. Okay, so this is as per the animal birth control rules. Okay, so this is recently modified. That's why I'm given. Sometimes people may ask in the exam also. This is amended. This particularly activity involves 3 steps. What they do, suppose there is a street A, if someone complains that there are excess dogs, so these people will come, they catch the dog, and either they castrate or they spay the dog. After the post-operative care, where again they need kennel. So that's why I've taken these few slides and I kept it here. Again, they need to maintain the kennels for the transit accommodation. Okay, so they bring the dog, they do the operation, and after post-operative care, they release back into the same place. It can be done by either the hospitals which are maintained by the corporation or by the NGOs. There are so many NGOs are there. They also do the same activities. Whether it's a government or NGO, in both the cases, Animal Welfare Board of India gives fund to these activities. For each castration or spaying, they give some token amount, and that will help in control of the dog menace. And in the end, that will help in the control of the rabies. Okay, so that's why this is very important and serious activities generally done by the veterinarian. So after doing the operation, either they aircraft it or they go for the chipping, either way. So depending upon their requirement and methodology, they approach.